It's not easy developing your online presence. There are so many options, and you can fall prey to shiny toy syndrome, where you feel you must be on the latest app or social network all the time. But today I'm going to give you some clear steps that you can take to decide what would be the right online presence for you. Hello creative people, I'm Jade from Misskoko, the Librarian, and on this channel I share my expertise so that you too can create a rocket online presence that brings you to the attention of all the right people. Today I'm going to give you an outline of the types of elements you can have in an online presence, provide you with a checklist so you can figure out what type of online presence would be good for you. Then we'll cover how you can go about finding your voice and your look. So let's start with, what is your online presence? An online presence is all those little touch points that you can create online where your clients or your audience can get to know you or get in touch with you. Touch points can include a website, a portfolio, a blog, a YouTube channel, social media like Facebook, Twitter or Reddit. There are quite a few options to choose from. So let's look at why you would create any one of those and which one would be a good fit for you. A website or a portfolio is kind of like a home base, and people use these mostly to impart information about themselves and to give other people a way to contact them, either through direct messages or an email. As a personal brand, organization, or a library, having a website holds a certain amount of authority in the online arena because it is a place where you can have all of your information. A blog or a YouTube channel can be used as a way to entertain or share information. And because of that, they are very good tools to use to raise yourself to be kind of like an expert within your field by sharing your opinions and your knowledge. They're storytelling tools that, if you use them correctly, can bring people back to your online presence again and again and again. And lastly, there's social media. You use social media mostly to be social online, to initiate conversations and to get to know the people who follow you or you consider to be your audience. Social media is a great way to build relationships and to endear people to your organization, brand, or library. When it comes to social media, you'll want to listen to your clients or your audience to figure out where they are already hanging out and what type of issues or topics they are talking about. For example, if you are a library with a strong events calendar, and people who attend your events usually end up live tweeting at them, but have also mentioned in the last few months that they would love to be able to watch or re-watch a recording of your events, well, then having a Twitter account as that library, and then perhaps upskilling your staff to manage and create content for a YouTube channel would be a great way to not only meet your clients' needs, but to go where your audience is or wants to be. According to Buffer, the 6 most popular social networks for 2019 are, where are we? Yes, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, WeChat, and Instagram. And I've put a link to the full article that you can check out below in the video description. But the fact that most of the top social networks are communication tools tells us that conversation is key. So if you are looking to include social networks as part of your online presence, then you better be prepared to spend a bit of time every day developing relationships and having conversations with people online. So now that you understand the purpose of each of those elements, the website, blog, portfolio, YouTube channel, and social medias. Here is a checklist to help you figure out which ones would be good for you to start or maybe add to your online presence. So, do you want a space of your own that you can always point people back to online? If the answer is yes, then consider creating a website, a blog, portfolio, YouTube channel, or maybe even an online shop. If the answer is no, then social media is for you. Do you enjoy chatting with people online? If the answer is yes, then it's social media. If the answer is no, everything else. Are you a visual person or do you prefer the written word? If you are a visual person, then maybe consider having an Instagram or a YouTube channel. If you're not and you prefer the written word, then maybe a Twitter account or a blog would be good for you. You will also want to check out what your competition is using as well and consider getting on those platforms yourself. Or how about a good all-rounder? Or then maybe consider Facebook and a website. So after answering those questions, tally up your points and whichever tool has the most points next to it, maybe consider using that in your online presence. So for me, in doing that checklist, I got the most points against a website, Facebook page, YouTube channel, and Instagram account. Now that you have an idea of where to start with your online presence, let's move on to your voice and your look. In the video description below, you'll see a link to a workbook called Building Your Brand. Download it and fill it out in the next couple of days because the information you find within it will solidify everything I'm about to tell you next. To find your voice and your look online, you first want to understand what sort of story you want to portray to everyone who visits your online presence. Part of your story will include your values and interests, and if you're an organization or a library, it will also include your purpose and the need that you solve for your clients. So if you decide your voice is going to display the values of honesty and lifelong learning, and perhaps show an interest in social issues, and its purpose is to maybe educate people on how they can get involved in some of the social issues that are affecting our world today, then you have just created your story and a neat set of rules to guide the type of content that you share through your online presence. As for creating a look, you'll want to decide if there's a certain colour scheme you want to use across your whole online presence. Or whatever you choose, I know that Canva can help you create it. It's a free website that simplifies graphic design so that you too can create stunning designs with the pros. I'll put a link to Canva in the video description below. So when you are developing your online presence in future, I want you to do the following. Remember that checklist that we went through earlier. I'll timestamp it in the description below so that you can go back to it if you need to. Be prepared to commit some time to your online presence. Whatever your goals are for being online, having an active online presence will help you get there faster than just having one. Sign up for my personal branding workshop. There's a link to it in the description below. It tackles this whole online presence thing, but from the point of view of a personal brand. And remember, it's your online presence. So have fun with your look and make it totally you. You've been entertained and educated. I've been Jade from Misskoko, the Librarian. Remember to always be curious, and I will see you same time in a couple of weeks.